Welcome to the Renegade Insurance Podcast, a podcast dedicated to agency owners, insurance agents to help you grow your business and be more successful. Every episode, we will bring you a different interview with more information about carriers, contacts, and products to help you every day in your insurance business, to help you with clients and to grow your company successfully. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Renegade Podcast, a podcast dedicated to insurance agents as we feature our amazing carriers across the U.S. to help you run your business and help more clients. Today's episode, I am super excited. I get to interview Kate Barton. She is the marketing manager with Universal Property and Casualty Insurance. Kate, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, Angela. I'm so excited to be here.
Yay. So I'm leaning a little bit towards favoritism. I do write a lot of condos on the water being in South Florida, so I absolutely love Universal. We'll get to that in a little bit, but I would like for you to please start with your background. I mean, not often people, go to college saying, I want to be in insurance. So talk about what you did before and how you ended up in the insurance industry.
Awesome. Well, I was actually introduced to the industry at a pretty young age with my grandfather having been in the industry. So I was actually given kind of the unique opportunity to begin working in the mailroom as a teenager. So that got me a firsthand look at the importance of insurance, the value it provides, and just the excitement to be a part of a company involved in the industry. So that piqued my interest from an early age and is what kind of led me to decide I wanted to make insurance my career. So I know that's sort of the outlier, not necessarily the norm track, but that's my story.
Yay. And I saw you had a small blip at Merrill Lynch. I actually was working for Bank of America many, many years ago. And then so I saw that on your resume and your LinkedIn resume too.
Awesome. Yeah, that was a summer internship I was able to have in college and working at one of their back offices in Jacksonville, Florida. So that was a nice summer experience and different side of the financial services industry for sure.
Yep. So then how did you come about and learn about Universal?
Well, I knew of Universal because when I came on board here, I was working for another company in Florida, and of course, knew of Universal as one of the biggest home carriers in the state. So I knew the reputation and really wanted to be a part of the organization. So that's how I ended up over here.
Yay. And I think one of the things our agents may not know is that Universal is not just in Florida. They're in multiple states and they've been around for quite a while. So can you tell us just a little history about Universal?
Definitely. So Universal started in 1998 down in South Florida. So Florida is our home state and our largest state, but we actually began expanding into other states starting in 2008 into the Carolinas, first with South Carolina, then North Carolina and Georgia. And since then we've expanded. We're currently in 19 states and continuing to grow. Our footprint is primarily in the Southeast, the Northeast, and the Midwest. And Tennessee is likely going to be our next state that we launch here in the next couple of years.
Awesome. Do you see Universal perhaps heading out west and going further west at some point?
I would say never, but I don't know of any plans at the present time to expand out that far.
Gotcha. Very good information to know. Can we talk a little bit about Universal and the types of insurance products that they have available for agencies and insurance agents?
Definitely. So Universal is a monoline home carrier, so we specialize in home insurance products and homeowners insurance. Here in the Southeast, where I primarily reside and cover, we mostly focus on the HO product forms.
Gotcha. So homeowners insurance, condo insurance, insurance for rental properties as well. Is that correct?
In some states, yes, we do have rental property products in Florida and a couple of our other states. And then in the rest of the states, the focus is mostly on the homeowners HO versus DP and dwelling fire policies.
Gotcha. And I like that from a specialty standpoint. I mean, you're not doing all of the products, right? We're not offering flood insurance. We're not doing auto insurance, which in Florida is very difficult. But knowing that you specialize, you guys have had a really good track and experience for clients. So let's talk a little bit about the service side of Universal. Can you tell me, kind of what Universal's approach is and how they've been successful for many decades now?
Definitely. I think it all ties back to our mission statement, and our mission statement is of course on our website, but our full mission statement is to provide the insurance protection that you need and the response time you deserve in the fairest way possible. I think we work to embody this day to day in all of the aspects of the organization, really looking to provide fair pricing and excellent customer service, and I think that rings true in every aspect.
Yeah, and from an agent perspective, I love how easy, Atlas, the website, is for us to use. It's easy for us to quote. You're compatible with Easy Links and with QuoteRush, which is what I use a lot here in Florida. And it's very easy for the clients too to be able to log in, to look at their policies, to make payments. From an agency perspective, I very much appreciate how well our partnership works together too.
Awesome. Well, I really appreciate you saying that.
Yeah. So Universal also is, and tied into their community with their employees. Can you talk a little bit about the volunteer and kind of how Universal looks at that with their employees?
Definitely. That's a huge aspect that we focus on as a company. We actually have an entire committee dedicated to our volunteer work. It's called Universal Cares, and that committee basically focuses on our three main pillars of charitable focus. It's housing, youth, and environment. And so we work with various partners that embody those and focus on those pillars. We work with groups like St. Baldrick's Foundation and the Habitat for Humanity, as well as the Florida Fish and Wildlife Foundation, really touching on the various different pillars that we want to focus on in the community. And then Universal actually also gives us a pretty generous volunteer time off, where they really encourage us to go and spend time volunteering in our communities. And so that's something we introduced a few years ago. I've been able to take advantage of it, and it's been great. So I'm really thankful that we have that.
That's awesome. I really like that. You're giving back to the community in which your clients live too, right? In which the insurance agents live. And so to have that opportunity, for your employees to have that time off and to really give back to charity, I think goes back to the mission statement on the service and the delivery from the top level down too.
Definitely.
Good. So from a marketing standpoint, because you are the marketing manager, can we talk about maybe some tools and resources that are available, especially for an agent that might be newer to insurance? How do we learn about Universal?
Definitely. I would say for agents that are appointed with us, our Atlas Bridge portal has a wealth of information as far as guidelines, company highlights, things like that. And for agents who may not be appointed with us currently, or policyholders that just want to learn more about us, we have our universalproperty.com website and our parent company's website, Universal Insurance Holdings, which has great information about our parent company. And then within the universalproperty.com website, that has a lot of great information about Universal as a company, including our great financial ratings and several other pieces of information that can be read from the site. I think it's definitely a great tool out there.
Yeah, and you just touched on the rating too. So Demotech here in Florida, obviously that's the website that we use. If agents aren't familiar, you definitely want to check out the website because we can look at all of our major carriers and see what the rating is. So Universal has a great rating, I assume, right, with Demotech too.
Definitely. We have an A exceptional rating with Demotech, and we're also rated with the KBRA or Kroll Bond Rating Agency.
Yep. And that's important for agents to know, especially for clients that might be buying a house or buying a condo. The lenders are looking for that exceptional rating with a company because that means that Universal has a good, strong financial, foundation in order to have that rating. Obviously, they go through a lot more criteria than just that, but to know that you guys have that excellent rating as well.
Definitely.
Good. Kate, I'm curious. I'm going to throw you a little bit of a curveball, but from an insurance perspective, you have a very, unique perspective on what you get to see in the industry. What do you, if you were making some predictions for the future, not just maybe of Universal, but some insurance predictions in the market, give me some maybe insights on what you see going on.
Yeah, so something that I see is obviously the influx of usage of, technology and AI, things like that. And one thing I think is that the future is people instead of technology. And while technology tools are obviously important, I think that the agent partnership relationships that we have as a carrier are are what is one of the strongest things and most important things out there. And so I think that continuing to have those people relationships, both between, agents and their clients and carriers and their agent partners, is what's the most important for, longevity and in the long term.
Yay. And see, we didn't even practice that. And that's exactly why we do the podcast, because we do have relationships. We want to talk to people. We want to understand Universal from someone that works within the company. And yes, I agree with insurance. You can go online and get a quick quote, whether it's auto, home, but for the most part, people don't understand the coverages. And I think that people aspect of insurance was not going to go away, at least not anytime soon, I hope, because obviously I'm in the industry.
Me too.
Awesome, Kate. So if our agents want to learn more about the resources that you talked about, what's the best way for them to get in contact with you, and which areas do you currently cover, so we know?
So I currently cover South Carolina, North Carolina, and Georgia. And any agents who are appointed with us on our Atlas Bridge portal, they're going to have their marketing manager contact information in the top left-hand corner under the marketing manager info. So they're welcome to reach out to myself or whomever is the best point of contact in their area. There are some other reps that cover Florida, so some of the Florida team will have potentially a different point of contact. But I would say email is a great way to reach me, and I welcome any questions that they have.
Awesome, Kate. Thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you giving us more information about Universal and our partnership. I greatly appreciate the podcast interview today.
Well, thank you for having me, Angela. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk with you here today.
Thank you for tuning in to the Renegade Insurance Podcast. If you would like more information, would like to join the Renegade Insurance family, go to renegadeinsurance.com today.